A player subjected to racism. A team that turns its back on its own teammate. No one passes him the ball. No one stands by his side. On the field, he must fight alone, not just against the opponents, but against those wearing the same jersey. Riverstone, a college team once thought to be dead, now carries a scar deeper than defeat. The loss of trust. And then he arrives. The Rock. Not to draw plays. Not to be the hero. He comes to teach them one thing: if you don't respect the person next to you, you'll never win a single game. In an environment filled with doubt, discrimination, and toxic silence, a quiet revolution begins, from the locker room, to every pass, every look, every fall, and every time they rise. Can an isolated individual change an entire team? Can a broken team unite and stand up for each other? The answer lies in the final moment. When a throw isn't just for scoring, but for breaking down all barriers. The Riverstone University Stadium is vast, but today, the atmosphere is somber. The empty seats stand still, with only weak rays of sunlight casting down onto the grass. The football team has just endured a disastrous season, and now, they stand on the brink of becoming an anonymous team, with no voice in the sports world. Every game ends in defeat. With poor decisions on the field, lack of unity within the team, and conflicts between players that have made the team a name few remember. The school's leadership has decided that change is necessary. They need a coach who is not only skilled in technique but also capable of rebuilding the spirit and unity of the team. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is invited to become the head coach of Riverstone University's football team. With his leadership experience in other fields and his powerful ability to inspire, he is the one the school believes can revive this team. His strength, determination, and character are not only the qualities needed in a coach but also the key factors that can lead the team to change. On his first day, The Rock visits the team. He walks into the locker room, where the players sit quietly, no one speaking. The air is heavy with disappointment and exhaustion. The players know they are at a crucial crossroads, but no one dares to believe in change. The Rock scans the players, pausing briefly before Marcus "Mac" Johnson, a talented player who always feels isolated. He's not only a skilled athlete but also carries the weight of racial discrimination within the team. The cold stares from his teammates are not friendly, and Marcus feels like he'll never fit in. With a deep and commanding voice, The Rock begins his speech. This team is not just a group of individuals, it's a family. You won't win if you don't respect each other and work together. You have talent, but talent means nothing if you can't collaborate, if you can't trust each other. He walks across the locker room, his gaze falling on each player. We will change. You're not facing a coach who will just teach you football techniques, but someone who will help you become a real team, united, strong, with no room for discrimination. If anyone can't do that, I don't have a place for you on this team. He stops in front of the strategy board, drawing up plays, but still maintaining calm and decisiveness in every word he speaks. We can't change everything overnight, but if each of you changes just a little, we will achieve success. From today, we will be a real team. You might not believe in me right now, but I believe in you. And together, we will make something miraculous happen. The next morning, The Rock stands at the sidelines, his gaze intense as he watches each player preparing for their first practice under his coaching. Though the team is gearing up for the new season, The Rock knows that strategy isn't everything. The most important thing is to build an unbreakable fighting spirit. He must create unity among the individuals on the team, helping them realize that they must work together if they want to succeed. But he also knows that nothing will change overnight. This is a battle of spirit and trust, not just football. The Rock stands in the training area, his eyes scanning the players, some excited and ready, but others filled with doubt and concern. Marcus, one of the talented players but lacking confidence, stands silently at the farthest edge. He doesn't want to draw attention, but the loneliness he feels in the team is more evident than ever before. Throughout the first practice, The Rock introduces basic drills, from catching passes to movement strategies. The team is physically fit, but their spirit is weak. They lack coordination and unity in crucial situations. The Rock can see that Marcus isn't just lacking trust from his teammates, but he's also being ignored in key passing plays. During one offensive play, when Marcus is in a perfect position to receive the ball, Jake, an offensive player, intentionally passes to someone else. Even though Marcus is right where he needs to be. The moment happens quickly, but The Rock catches it, and he doesn't brush it off lightly. The Rock, with no sign of anger, calmly walks up to Jake and says, "Jake, if you want this team to win, you'll have to learn to trust your teammates. Marcus was in the right position, and you missed the opportunity. You can't keep doing this. This team won't get anywhere if each person only thinks about their own interests. Jake looks down at the ground, saying nothing. He knows he was wrong. But discrimination isn't something new for this team. The Rock continues to coach, but he also makes sure to teach the team important lessons about unity. He teaches them that it's not just about working together on the field, but also about trusting and respecting each other off the field. Day after day, the practices remain uneventful. Despite the Rock's efforts, the atmosphere in the team still doesn't really change. Marcus still feels like an outsider. During a weekend training session, when Marcus has a chance to make an important catch in a drill, he's once again overlooked. The passes are off target, the cold stares from his teammates weigh heavily on him. He doesn't say anything. But his silence makes the tension in the team even more palpable. The Rock clearly sees Marcus's isolation within the team. He decides he won't let this situation continue, refusing to let conflicts and racial discrimination undermine the team's spirit. He stands before the players, his face stern but resolute. The Rock, with a deep yet powerful voice. I know you can do better than this. If you can't trust each other, if you can't learn to work together, you will never win this game. Marcus may not say it, but I see what he's going through. You need to change the way you treat each other. Respecting one another isn't optional, it's a requirement. This team is a family, and if no one understands that, then you won't get anywhere. The Rock looks at Marcus, his eyes full of support. Marcus, I know you can do it. You're an important part of this team. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're not worthy. Marcus looks at the Rock, his eyes glimmering. For the first time in a long while, he feels the trust from his coach. However, earning the trust of his teammates is still a great challenge. He can't overcome these prejudices on his own. But at least now, he knows he's not alone in this fight. After several interventions and intense training sessions, the team still hasn't fully regained its spirit. During a late afternoon practice, when The Rock asks the team to try a new tactic, it's clear that the players aren't truly listening, still showing a lack of belief in his methods. Things get even more tense when Marcus is once again overlooked in a crucial play, this time by Brad and other key players. The Rock, noticing the lack of cooperation, decides to call a meeting with the team. Everyone gathers around him, but the atmosphere remains cold, no one willing to meet each other's gaze. The Rock, eyes locked on the players, his voice firm. I can see clearly that you still don't trust each other. You doubt each other's abilities, and that will kill this team. You don't trust me. Or do you not trust yourselves? Marcus, standing in the middle of the crowd, feels the doubt beginning to creep in on him too. He wonders whether he has the strength to overcome the prejudice, and if the team will truly change. As The Rock had promised. Meanwhile, Brad and a few other players don't hesitate to express their doubt about The Rock's coaching methods. Brad, with a sarcastic smile, speaks up. Brad, sneering. Your coaching style is nothing like we've ever seen. We've never been trained like this. You think we'll change just because of a few speeches? All eyes turn to Brad. But The Rock doesn't get angry. He stands tall, his gaze determined but calm. The Rock, his voice cold yet resolute. I don't need your approval right now. But you will need to understand that I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to help you win, to help you become a real team. If you don't trust me, at least trust yourselves. He looks at Brad. Then turns to address the whole team. If you can't learn to respect each other, then you'll never get far. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to build a winning team. The room falls silent. The Rock's words serving as a warning to all. But doubt remains, and cold stares from those who still don't believe in change fill the room. After the tense meeting with The Rock, the Riverstone University football team continues with their practices. However, the team's spirit is still lacking in unity. The players haven't truly changed the way they treat one another. Marcus, a talented player but one who always feels isolated, continues to fight not only against the opponents but also against his own teammates. Match 1. Riverstone University vs Millbrook University. The match between Riverstone University and Millbrook University is a tense one. Riverstone's team has its moments of brilliance, but they lack cohesion. While Marcus is always in favorable positions to score, he is consistently ignored in crucial passing plays. In a pivotal moment, Marcus stands at the opponent's 22-yard line, ready to catch a perfect pass from Jake and easily score. However, Jake, with a glance full of bias, decides to pass to another teammate, despite Marcus being in the most favorable position. Marcus, feeling discarded, doesn't dare to protest. He stands silently, his hands clenched, head down, but he doesn't speak up. He can't understand why he's being treated this way when he could bring victory to the team. The other teammates continue to fight, but the hurt inside Marcus grows unbearable. The Rock stands on the sidelines, watching the entire situation unfold. Though he doesn't speak immediately, his gaze is sharp and understanding. The Rock knows this isn't about football skills. It's about the lack of unity and respect within the team. The match ends with a hard-earned victory for Riverstone University, but the feeling of triumph is incomplete. The Rock calls the team together after the game. The Rock, his voice stern. Do you think you won because of individual talent? No. You won because you were a team. But today, I didn't see a team. You missed precious opportunities because you didn't trust each other. All eyes turn to Marcus, but he says nothing, standing quietly in a corner, feeling the weight of his isolation. The Rock knows this is the moment to intervene. Match 2, Riverstone University vs Springdale University. The next match between Riverstone University and Springdale University is even more intense. Although Riverstone's team has many chances to score, discrimination within the team still lingers. Marcus is once again overlooked in a crucial play. In a moment where a perfect throw from Jake is aimed at Marcus, someone he had coordinated with throughout the previous season, Jake passes the ball to Dylan, another player. Even though Marcus is in a better position. Marcus, standing at the 15-yard line of the opponent's side, can't believe his eyes. Jake passes to Dylan, and Marcus can't hide his disappointment. He turns away, avoiding the gaze of his teammates, feeling like he doesn't exist. With every step he takes, the loneliness in this team feels more palpable than ever. Despite this, at the end of the match, Marcus proves his worth. As the team struggles, and the score nears its end, Marcus makes an incredible catch, scoring the decisive point that helps Riverstone win the tight match. The whole team celebrates the victory, but immediately after, Brad and some other players begin to mock Marcus. Brad, with a sneering tone. You just got lucky, don't think you're the hero of this team. The other players, though silent, direct cold stares at Marcus, making him feel like an outsider. He doesn't feel joy from the win. Inside, the feeling of being discarded and isolated still lingers. The Rock watches everything from the sideline, seeing that the lack of unity within the team remains a major issue. After the second match, The Rock notices that the discrimination within the team is becoming more and more evident. He realizes he cannot let this situation continue. He calls the team together and speaks. The Rock, his voice deep and resolute. You can't win if you don't respect each other. Marcus is a talented player. And I don't want to see you treat him this way. If you can't work together as a team, then I will not continue coaching you. The team falls silent. Marcus, who has never dared to speak up before, feels The Rock's support and senses a subtle shift in the air. However, the discriminatory actions have not yet stopped. The evening sets in, the red glow of the sunset casts over the empty stands. The Riverstone football team has just finished a victorious match, but no one is smiling sincerely. Marcus silently packs his gloves and walks alone toward the locker room. The Rock still stands there, arms crossed, eyes following every step of his player, knowing that Marcus is carrying the weight of an unjust system. The atmosphere is heavy. The players sit scattered around, no one speaks. A few force a smile, some eyes avoid others. Marcus sits in a corner, head down, and no one approaches him. The door slams open. The Rock walks in. His face as cold as steel. He doesn't need to yell, with just a look, the entire room seems to freeze. The Rock, his voice deep, each word clear. Victory means nothing if we leave someone behind on this team. He walks toward the center of the room, no papers, no strategy board. At this moment, it's just man facing man. The Rock. Marcus did what none of you did today. Not because he's faster or stronger, but because he still chose to fight for this team, while this team didn't fight for him. No one dares to look up. The Rock, gritting his teeth, his eyes full of restrained anger. I've stood in rooms like this. Seen eyes like these. I know the smell of discrimination, cowardice. The terrifying silence when someone is isolated. He looks directly at Brad, then Jake, scanning the faces of every player. The Rock, his expression hard. If you think this team is just about fame, scores, or glory, then you don't understand anything. He walks toward the door, then turns around. The Rock, each word deliberate. I'm here to coach a team. Not to teach hatred. Starting tomorrow, if I see any discriminatory behavior, a deliberately missed pass, or a disdainful glance, I will walk away. And you'll drag each other down to the bottom. He pauses, silent for a few seconds. The Rock, his voice softer but full of emotion. I don't need a perfect team. I need people who dare to change. Marcus looks up. For the first time, his eyes hold a glimmer of hope, small but real. The Rock leaves the room, the door closing softly behind him. In the room, no one speaks. But the atmosphere has changed. Brad looks over at Jake. Jake looks down at his hands. No one says a word, but they all know they've crossed a line. Night. Marcus sits alone in the empty stands. The distant lights of the stadium flickering. Footsteps approach from behind, it's Dylan. Dylan, in a soft voice. That catch was really beautiful. If it were me, I probably would have dropped it. Marcus, hesitating, with a soft smile. Thanks. The two don't say anything more, but something is beginning to melt. The Kingston Stadium is packed with spectators. The cheers roar like an earthquake. The Kingston flag flutters in the stands, while Riverstone fans are just a small group quietly sitting in a corner. Swallowed by the sea of unfamiliar faces. The sky is overcast. Dark clouds silently descend, pressing heavily on the atmosphere. A distant rumble of thunder echoes faintly. In the locker room. The Riverstone players sit motionless. Their gloves are placed on their knees. Helmets neatly beside them. No one speaks. Only heavy, tense breathing fills the room. The Rock walks in. His presence filling the entire room. He doesn't knock. He doesn't speak right away. He looks at each face. Brad, cold, defensive. Marcus, silent, but his eyes burn with intensity. The Rock's voice booms, deep and full of authority. This is the moment you have to look straight into yourselves. What are you? A team? Or just a group of people wearing the same uniform but divided within? No one answers. Sweat beads on Dylan's forehead. Jake swallows hard. Marcus raises his head and looks at him. The Rock walks slowly around the room. I don't need anyone pounding their chest and yelling, I love this team. I don't need the roars. I need action. I need you to fight for the person standing next to you. Even if they have a different skin color. Even if they're not your best friend. Even if they're someone you've never trusted. He stops in front of Brad, unwavering. If you can't do that, don't step onto the field today. Brad looks down. His hands tighten into fists. The game begins. Kingston plays like a storm. Riverstone is swept up in it. Every attack is a whirlwind. As soon as the ball leaves Brad's hands, it's blocked. Marcus escapes his defenders 3 times in a row, but the ball never reaches him. He's tackled hard. Mud stains his face. His gloves are torn. No one helps him up. Score, 14-0. Riverstone hangs their heads as they rest during halftime. Marcus sits alone in a corner. His eyes are red. His breathing is heavy. Brad stands nearby, wiping sweat but deliberately turning away. Marcus clenches his fists, then speaks up. If you don't trust me, at least trust the scoreboard. I'm there. Every time. And you still turn away. Brad turns back, his voice sharp as a knife. I don't need you. Never did. The Rock stands at the edge of the field. He says nothing. But his gaze pierces through each player's heart. In the 3rd minute of the second half, a brutal hit from a Kingston player sends Dylan flying into the air and crashing down hard. The sound of his agonized groan tears through the air. The referee signals to stop the game. The stretcher rushes in. Dylan is off the field. Brad has to take over as the primary quarterback. There's no one else. The Rock calls Brad over. His voice calm, but inside it's like a storm being held back. There's no one left for you to hide behind. This is the real moment. Either you fall like a coward, or you stand up like a leader. Brad looks at him, says nothing. He just nods, his eyes trembling. The game continues. Kingston scores another 3 points. Riverstone retaliates. Marcus breaks through twice, scoring a touchdown. Score, 21-17. The clock is ticking down. 29 seconds left. Riverstone has one last shot. Win, or lose. Brad holds the ball. Kingston's defense closes in like hounds. Marcus drops back, then suddenly accelerates between two defenders. He's free. The space opens up like magic. Brad sees it. In that moment, time seems to stand still. Marcus looks back. His eyes are not pleading. Not fearful. Just full of trust, for the first time all season. Brad tightens his grip on the ball. He grits his teeth. And throws. The ball spirals through the air, soaring like an arrow. Marcus jumps high. The Kingston defenders charge in like wolves. But Marcus doesn't retreat. He catches the ball. Without hesitation. Marcus spins, dodges a hit, flips over the second defender, and charges into the end zone. The whistle blows. The roar from the stands sounds like an entire city erupting in flames. Touchdown. 6 points. Add the extra point. Riverstone flips the game, they win 24-21. Marcus collapses to his knees. Hands on his face. Not from pain. But because, for the first time, he's living as a true part of the team. Brad walks over. No words. He extends his hand, waiting. Marcus looks at him. His heart pounds like thunder. He stands up. Shakes his hand. Grips it tightly. The first time you passed to me. Brad nods, sighs as if releasing a heavy burden. And the first time I've seen this team truly have a soul. The two hands hold tightly together. Amid the cheering. Amid the crowd. Amid a season that seemed doomed. The Rock stands at the sideline. His eyes are misty, but his lips remain pressed tight. A slow nod. Heavy like a blessing. The Riverstone players flood the field like they've just exploded after the victory. Some kneel and scream, some burst into tears, others just hug their heads and laugh like madmen. Marcus stands still. His heart feels like it's being squeezed by so many emotions at once. He scans the crowd, and sees his mother. She stands silently in the distant stands. Her hand on her chest, eyes filled with tears. Her gaze says to him, "You did it." Brad walks over to Marcus again. But this time, he doesn't offer his hand. He embraces him tightly. A rough, awkward hug, but sincere. "I'm sorry," Brad whispers. "I never understood you. Until today." Marcus doesn't say anything. He just tightens his hand behind Brad's back. No words are needed. The Rock steps from the sideline into the circle of players. They surround him, waiting. A strong gust of wind blows away one of their hats, but no one moves. All eyes are on the man standing there, the one who didn't just change the team, but changed the people within it. The Rock looks at each of them, slowly. He catches Marcus's gaze. Brad's. Jake's. Dylan's, the ones who once turned away, the ones who doubted. His voice echoes, deep, clear, and as profound as a bell tolling in an empty stadium. Today, you didn't just win a game. You won yourselves. He takes a step forward. You've won your pride. You've won your fears. You've won the cruel words you once held in your minds, and used on the people beside you. The players are silent. Sweat still drips down their faces. Knees scraped. But no one feels the pain. Because they're living in the greatest moment of their youth. There is no place for discrimination on this team. No place for hatred. Only room for trust. For effort. And for the name you wear on your chest. The Rock points to the Riverstone logo on their jerseys. From today, Riverstone is no longer a name of defeat. No longer a bunch of chaos on the field. Riverstone is a team. A family. Marcus looks up. He no longer feels alone. The eyes that look at him are no longer cold. They are the eyes of teammates, of those who have seen him bleed for this jersey. The whole team erupts in unison. Not in rhythm. Not on command. But instinctively. Riverstone. 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 In the midst of the crowd, amidst the cheers. The Rock turns and walks away. He doesn't need anyone calling his name. He doesn't need applause. He knows, a mission has been accomplished. And the boys on this team, have now become men.